Best Bites Forever.
Hi, what's up everyone? I'm Chef Alicia and today I'm going to show you how to make a caramel apple pie just in time for Thanksgiving. Yay! And every other time, oh wait, what if you're watching this at 4th of July? Just in time for 4th of July! Okay, but seriously, this is like a fabulous recipe because not only am I going to show you how to make apple pie, but I'm going to show you how to make homemade caramel sauce, which is like ultra decadent, and you can eat the caramel sauce on anything that you would put caramel sauce on. You know, you can use it as an apple dip, put it on your ice cream, put it on each other, do what you want with it. It's not really my business. Use it however you want, but enjoy it. That's what's important here, I think, right? So anyway, let's get started.
I'm starting off here with my beautiful homemade pie crust. You can use a store-bought one too if you want to, but either way you need to poke some holes in it on the bottom and the sides. This is going to keep it from bubbling up when it's baking in the oven. Put this in the fridge and let's move on to our topping. Here I have 1 cup of AP flour along with a 1/2 cup of brown sugar, and I'm going to add to that a 1/2 cup of butter. That's equal to 1 stick generally, depending on the sticks that you have. Use your pastry cutter and chop it up until it looks like this. It's kind of like the texture of oatmeal with little chunks of yummy butter. On to my filling. For this I like to use a variety of apples because some of them are sweet and some of them are sour and they cook up differently. And I'm just going to peel all of my apples and then I'm going to take each one and I'm going to cut it into 4s. I like to put the stem side down just because it's a little bit fatter and more stable when you cut into it. So cut these into 4s and then we need to remove the core. You can do this just by slicing it off at a little angle, and then you just need to chop these into slices. So I'm going to chop these into about 1/4 inch thick slices, and it's really important that you slice your pieces evenly because they're going to cook in the oven evenly if they're sliced evenly. So here are my beautiful little pieces and I'm going to put them all into a bowl together. Then I'm going to add 1/2 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 3 tablespoons of AP flour, and that just kind of helps catch all the juice and thicken it up a bit. Stir this up until everything is really nice and coated in the mixture, and make sure you're getting from the bottom too so you don't end up with flour down there. Next, I'm going to go back to my pretty pie crust and I'm going to put all of these apples inside. You don't have to get crazy about it here, but do try to make sure that they're like in nice little layers and that you don't have any huge air pockets because that will cause dents in the top of your pie after it bakes. Next, I'm going to put on my topping, and to do this I just put it into a big mound right in the center of my pie, and then I use my hands to just spread it over to the edges of the pie. I'm going to put this in the oven at 350 for 50 minutes in the lower third of the oven. Moving on to my caramel sauce, I have 1½ cups of sugar here, and I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of water, and I'm going to put this over medium heat. Notice that I'm using an extra deep pan here. That's just in case this decides to bubble up and boil over. Bring it up to a simmer and then cover it with a lid. You're going to leave this lid on for about 2 minutes until the liquid gives off large, thick bubbles, and then remove the lid. We're going to continue cooking this and swirling the syrup just a little bit until you get it into the color that you want it to be. So if you're looking for a medium caramel, you're going to look for a color that is like this. If you want to have a darker caramel, you can leave it on for a couple more seconds, but not too long because it will catch on fire if you leave it on there too long. So be aware, be very careful. This stuff is extremely hot at this point. So now I'm going to add in 3 tablespoons of butter and I'm going to stir that in. Again, be very careful when you're doing this because there will be steam coming out of the pot. Keep your hand out of the way. Once you get your butter stirred in, you're going to add in 1 cup of heavy cream, and again, keep your hand out of the way. This will steam up. It is incredibly hot and sometimes it likes to climb the sides of the bowl too.
It's kind of like molten lava, but in a delicious way.
Once you get your cream stirred in, you should have a beautiful smooth sauce. If for some reason you do have chunks, put it over onto low heat and just stir it until they're gone. You can put this in the refrigerator covered for up to a week, but if you're going to use it today, then put it to the side and let it cool. The next thing that I'm going to do is cook my pecans over medium heat until they're beautiful and toasty, and now I'm ready to put the pie together. So I have my pie here, which is cooled for about an hour and a half, and I'm spreading the pecans on top, and then I'm just going to drizzle some of the caramel sauce right on top of it. I like to kind of put a nice amount into the center first, and then go back over my pie again, and like in lines do it over the edges. I just think this makes it look like more decadent to have it kind of dripping over the edges. So here it is. It's ready to serve up. Cut it into slices and enjoy.
For more delicious recipes, be sure to check out my YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe while you're there. You can also check out bestbitesforever.com. Thank you so much for watching, and happy cooking, everyone.
bestbitesforever.com.
What? Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Oh my gosh, don't judge me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna eat my pie.